John, to license organizations, excuse me, it's not the only solution or the best even solution, because we do not have very successful organization to learn English. That's what we have. If you measure or if you just listen to 2% of those who learn English in English class in United States are capable to communicate, or if you learn about success of Japan in learning English, etc., you understand that we do not have now very successful organizations. So maybe it's time to look at innovations which are not implemented yet and to try to implement it. And I think Amit Sevak, your new CEO, is acting directly, changes a lot in ETS, because he is the first CEO who in one sentence uses active learning, that is a new way of learning, and learner first assessment. So that's why I thought that if I will uh, discuss it with you or demonstrate it to you, you understand it, and then you decide if you will do it or if you forward this presentation to somebody else or include somebody else.
Yeah, what I would like to do, I would like to share your information, your summary, with one of my colleagues who is specifically involved in finding new capabilities, technologies, or opportunities that's going to enhance the language acquisition process, which is kind of what you're talking about here. So let me speak with him and see if I can get him into a collaborative phone call with you. So I think that would be the best approach. Because again, I do the out licensing, meaning I would license to you. I don't get involved with you licensing to me. This is very program specific, what you're asking for. So again, I think the best approach would be, let me speak to my colleague who heads the process of identifying new capabilities, technologies, and opportunities that we think we might want to pursue, that, where they get involved in licensing from other organizations their capabilities and bring it into our organization to enhance our current offering. So I think that's going to be the best approach. I'll talk to him this week, and I'll see if I can get a meeting set up with him, you and I, maybe sometime early next week.
I thought that even if this conversation is not your cup of tea, and you will forward it to that guy, and he walks through these steps, he will understand more. Because now you don't know what to tell him. Honestly, how
Okay,
do you
and
know?
if you want to give me a demo of what you have, sure, certainly, then I'll have additional information to share with him.
Yeah, that's why. But that's why I decided that anyway, this demonstration should be done. That we base our decisions on what we believe is true. Sometimes, however, we believe something that is not true. Then our decision would be wrong, guiding us away from the truth. Before demonstrating my proposal on a new application that combines fluency testing and new way of developing fluency, I want to check if we have the same beliefs on the main issues of English learning and assessment. In this way, I would like to ask you four brief questions. Can you give me the intuitive answer? You know or don't know, just give the intuitive answer. First question. If asked if we should consciously learn English or subconsciously acquire English skills, what would your answer be?
Consciously?
Uh, I believe it should be subconsciously, because consciously we learn it for 50 years and we have very low success rate. So
Yeah.
here we have different beliefs. And I have 70 research papers which I made, proving that it should be subconscious. The second question, Pronunciation accuracy may not be the most important thing for making non-native English speakers either to understand, easier to understand, but rather it is their fluency, including fewer pauses, restarts, and speech rate. Agree or not?
Agree.
That's great because Purdue University made a research and determined that fluency outweighs pronunciation for understanding non-native speakers. And so the testing should be based, I'm not talking about changing all types of testing, but the most important testing is not testing your pronunciation, but testing your fluency. And there is another reason I'll show later. The third one, most schools worldwide are teacher-centered and curriculum-driven, all aiming to pass examinations. We need to explain that the transfer of language knowledge from teacher to student is not effective. Teachers need training and the freedom to inspire their students with innovative self-learning methods using subconscious training. And that I will demonstrate to you now if you will allow me screen sharing. Can you allow me screen sharing?
Oh, you should be able to, you have on the bottom of your screen, you have a...
Yeah, I see. I thought that I need permission. Okay.
No.
Now the last question: should we provide corrective feedback in SL learning?
Corrective feedback?
Yeah, just any feedback. Should we provide in?
We should yes, we definitely should provide some sort of feedback.
And that is definitely a wrong approach. It is wrong on the following basis. When you provide corrective feedback, first of all, corrective feedback is a source of feelings of anxiety and in nervousness that exert a potentially detrimental effect on learning a foreign language. Another most important thing, corrective feedback is a typical activity of conscious learning. You assume that our brain has a capacity to forget errors and remember correct answers. It's wrong. Therefore, corrective feedback, direct corrective feedback, is not allowed in subconscious training. So here we have also a very different approach, and we have to outweigh it. We should not just put it aside because we did it all the time like that. It means nothing because corrective feedback is not helping. We use a feedback, but implicit. Now, I will share my screen with you.
Okay. I see it.
I will show you the first screen of the proposed application. This screen shows that you can put here any text. I've just selected this poem which I like and which doesn't have many new words. And you do a simultaneous repetition. That is, you read the text on the screen, you listen to the recording, which is made by the program, and repeat at the same time. This simultaneous repetition is patented by me, and it does a total unusual things happens. What happens is that when you perform three actions at the same time, your conscious control or your habit of thinking in the native language is stopped. And that's why your brain enters a new and uses completely different set of mind, subconscious, and your subconscious records patterns and allows you to produce them later subconsciously without conscious effort. I will demonstrate it now and listen how it works. By the way, I want to answer the question, what if you don't know it? Then I will show in a minute another screen which translates this text into your native language, into any native language. And if you don't know this text first, you can read it a few times in your native language, visualize the situation, and then you will read, listen, and repeat. 3 actions ensures subconscious training. By the way, do you know Polish?
Not really. I just know a few words in Polish. Jak się ma.
Okay. Okay, I will show you, by the way, translation into Polish. And by the way, I will also show you the way how you can restore your knowledge of Polish. So now, when I click on this button, listen what happens.
I have a dream.
I have a dream.
Playing from
A dream.
Arcane's S22. To die with. I am a dreamer.
I am a dreamer.
I want to go to
I
a
want
place.
to go to a place.
I want to
I
do
want
something.
to do something.
I
I
want
want
to
to
make
make a mark.
I
I
am
am a dreamer.
I
I don't
have
have
money.
money.
I
I know
nothing.
nothing,
But
but I
I
have a dream.
I
I
am
am
a
a
dreamer.
dreamer.
I
I
can
can
do
do
it.
it.
I
I
will
will
get
get
there.
there.
I
I
can
can
achieve
achieve
it.
it.
I
I
am
am
a
a
dreamer.
dreamer.
I
I
believe.
believe.
Believe
Believe
is
is
miracle.
miracle.
Miracle
Miracle
is
is
a
a
dream.
dream.
I
I
am
am
a
a
dreamer.
dreamer.
I
I
want
want
to
to
keep
keep memories
memories of
of
the
the
past.
past.
I
I
want
want
to
to
have
have
hope
hope
for
for
the
the
future.
future.
Future
Future
is a
is a
dream.
dream.
I am
I
a
am a
dreamer.
dreamer.
Nothing
Nothing
can
can
stop
stop
me.
me.
Nothing
Nothing
will
will
stop
stop
me
me
because
because
I
I
am
am
in a
in a
dream.
dream.
I
I
am
am
a
a
dreamer.
dreamer.
I have a dream to live for.
I stopped it. So that is example of simultaneous repetition. Now, on this screen, you see the translation in Polish. By the way, you can use it for doing also simultaneous reading, listening, and repeating. And in this way, you very fast, easily reconstruct your passive knowledge of Polish. And here's an example.
Marzyciel Kalle Hasa. Mam
Mam
marzenie.
marzenie.
Marzenie, dla
Marzenie, dla
którego warto
którego
żyć.
warto żyć.
Marzenie, z
Marzenie, w
którym
którym
można
można
umrzeć.
umrzeć.
Jestem
Jestem
marzycielem.
marzycielem.
Chcę
Chcę
iść w
iść w
jakieś
jakieś
miejsce.
miejsce.
Chcę
Chcę
coś
coś
zrobić.
zrobić.
Chcę
Chcę
zrobić
zrobić
znak.
znak. Jestem
marzycielem.
marzycielem.
Nie mam
Nie
pieniędzy.
mam
Nic nie
pieniędzy.
wiem, ale mam marzenie. Jestem marzycielem.
I show you that you can use this same drill in the opposite direction and um, restore your polish. But what is most important, that here you can place any text and the text would be recorded and you can do simultaneous repetition. Is the best way to acquire automatically the grammar, the pronunciation, fluency, and ability to speak.
So is
When
there any kind of feedback that you get, or you don't provide any feedback? Because you said that it's
you will see the feedback
like,
later. I will demonstrate. You definitely have a feedback, but feedback is a completely of different nature. Now, Another drill, with the same drill, you do something else, which is unbelievable. If you do include the same uh, recording, will close your eyes, listen to the recording, and speak at the same time. You know what happens in this case?
Wow.
You close your eyes,
Okay.
listen to the recording, and speak at the same time with the recording. Okay, I will explain what happens. About 60, up to 70, on some estimates, percent of our brain power is used just for visualization.
Yeah.
Because you know it, we see not with our eyes, we see with our brains. Eyes is only a lens. So if you close your eyes and you listen to the recording and speak at the same time, what happens that the free brain power puts everything into visualization. And adults who usually do not have visualization capability because they became logical, they lost their visualization in school. And they restore their visualization, they restore their memory. And in this way, you improve your memory capacity also. So those are two drills in this application, which all are for one purpose: to develop fluency. By the way, pronunciation we do not explain, we do not demonstrate, but pronunciation will become much more natural because you do it using headsets and do it automatically. So you will repeat and your pronunciation would be great. But most important is to increase fluency. And fluency would increase automatically because you do it many times and you do not think how to pronounce. You do not think how to cross translate. You do not think how to visualize what you are talking about. So those are two main drills of this application, but there is a very important or one additional drill. This is the third part of this application. It is called Flow Speak Flow Speech Fluency Testing. I put here your name, John, and when I click on the name John, I'm ready to start this testing. I will
Okay.
explain
Mhm.
how it does, and I hope that I will show you one or two examples, and then you will try to continue and do your testing. I wonder if you understand what I am talking about now, because you never seen it before. And I wonder that if you understand that we should be open-minded, we should look for a better way to learn to test, because first of all, testing is what you do now is testing not language skill, but you are testing actually cognitive capacity, which is a completely different story. Cognitive capacity includes language knowledge, but not only. And that is why it is, as some scientists say and argue, that current standardized testing is not testing English, so on and so forth. So the first word which appears here is used only to remember something, to ignite the speech and to talk non-stop. It doesn't matter what. What matters is you show me the fluency and understanding of this word. Click the next button, next word appears. Insurance. You know what happened with medical insurance? It grows from year to year. and it's in a terrible situation. And now, when we are retired, we cannot find a dental insurance because it doesn't work. And so, whatever you buy, and you know what, our dental office explained us that you would be much better without dental insurance, etc., etc., etc. You understand what I'm doing?
Yes.
And you understand that by clicking on this button record, I record everything. And my answers can be evaluated by using your technology, but not giving me all your determined values of assessment, but only one. How many words per minute or per second I produce in flow speech. Flow speech does not check my memory, does not check my creative thinking, my ability to recognize, my ability to visualize when I'm reading text, blah, 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 blah. It does nothing. It does pure fluency testing. What is very important? Uh, Tell me intuitively, you don't know the answer, but just intuitively tell me, what is the fluency of a beginner? Can you give me the answer?
The proposed fluency?
Not propose, the actual fluency of a beginner. Okay, you don't know it, so I'll give the answer. The fluency of a beginner is between 30 to 40 words per minute.
Yeah, I don't know that. Yeah.
I give you ballpark. It doesn't matter. What matters is listen to the end of this. You will understand the total meaning of this application and my proposal. Intermediate students have about 60, 70 words. Advanced intermediate has 90 words, and C level has about 100, 150 words per minute. What that, words per minute, or they are capable to produce 2 or 3 words per second. What that means, that this characteristic of fluency, it tells you, and why beginners don't have this fluency, because they think in their native language and they translate into English, and this is a very slow process. And
So
by
it
the
is.
way, even you know it, but stop doing it, because the only way to do it is subconscious training. Only when you allow your subconscious to do the learning for you, you can acquire the fluency of 90 words per minute
Hmm.
is the minimum with which you
Yeah.
start thinking in English. So whatever you do, explain, tell, do not think in English, do not cross-translate, etc.,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
do
That's always been the
harm.
biggest challenge. Yeah, it's the biggest challenge. Most learners, you know, cross translate. They listen, but then they compare
The
it into their
only way to stop cross-translation, you are fighting against, excuse me, windmills. You
yeah.
cannot do it. So
I get
why don't listen to me? I tried to explain it to you for 2 years. The only way to stop cross translation is to do 3 actions at the same time. Then cross translation is stopped automatically. That is the essence of my patent. That is the essence of this fluency testing. So if you combine all those 3 drills which I've shown to you into an application, I called it light application, because you would not be able maybe to learn English because I have a full application. I even don't show it to you, although I may show you it just if you are
Uh-huh.
interested.
Okay.
But even this light application of fluency developing and fluency measurement in one light application should be alternative to what you have now created as Converse workspace. because when you give the ability to develop fluency, and he will measure, and anybody, if we create correct application to create it, will take a month or two, and put it everywhere in any system, in any Play Store, Google Store. We do it iOS independent. And then they just sell it for $3-5. You will have millions and millions and millions of users because that's what they need. They need to stop cross-translation. They need to develop fluency. They need to test fluency every day. And when they test the fluency every day, as I have shown to you, they get the confirmation. I am on the right track. My fluency increased in a week by 5 words.
Mm.
And by the way, those words which appear on the screen, they are taken from 3,000 words, most frequently colloquial words used in English language. And so I measure how many words I know. So at the same time I measure fluency, I can also measure the active vocabulary. If you don't know the word and you click on the button next, then I know that this word you don't know, and I know how many words from the selected 30 or 50 words randomly selected you do know. So I know the size of your active vocabulary. Okay, so it measures fluency, it measures active vocabulary, it gives you the option to develop fluency in a new way, and it will completely change the approach to learning and to testing. And then subsequently, you can create a real application, which I have. This is a real application, and if you go here, you see how many drills it has. And that is the real application. It has 11 drills, and it has translation into any language. In this example, it's in Mandarin, which you just seen. It uses so many innovative ways, like priming implicit memory and many other tools for typing automatically and so on and so forth. This is the big application. You are not ready for it. I am not talking about it. I am not demonstrating it. But you are definitely ready because you do have AI Labs, ETS. You do have ETS India. You do have Converse workspace. You have made so many innovative decisions, and I attribute, all of them, I attribute to Amit Sivak. He is a great guy. He will turn ETS into a great, great enterprise because after 75 years of reigning the market and without changing fundamentally the way we learn and fundamentally the way we assess, he is on the right track. I think he will achieve a lot. So that is all what I wanted to tell you. And now if you understand much more of what to show, and I think if you will just show it's less than an hour, this recording to a guy, if it is not your cup of tea. But I think if you will join this, and if you will decide that you want to be a part of this innovative change to ETS, you will be in a very great
So
position
it's
to
a
bring
very
something.
interesting approach. It's a very interesting approach. So I really commend you on what you've accomplished here. I think I would like to, like I said, I'd like to share this, concept with my colleague, and then maybe get a subsequent call to be set up, so we can do a deeper dive into, the total package, what's included in the offering, and the capability that you have, and
Sure.
yeah.
But now you understand that it was worthwhile to listen to see, because now you can
Yep.
demonstrate something. Without
Yeah,
it, excuse me, you won't be able to say anything. You don't know anything.
no,
Now you know much more, right?
I do. I certainly do. Thank you very much. I appreciate the time on this.